How's everybody doing? It's Faded Fire, and this is the third part and the final of Hey Magic Ain't So Bad, because Magic is completely viable in PvP. I think the videos that I've uploaded has kind of shown that, except for a little bit of a tracking upgrade. Magic is fine. The damage output is significant. There's a lot of things you can see, kind of just completely one-shot that guy. But the mix-ups you can do and the cool little stun locks with the crystal balls you can do is very cool. And Magic is still my favorite class, like it has been in every Souls game. Other than that, Magic is fine. Tracking needs a bit of upgrade. Now look at this. See how I kind of just stun locked him there with all the crystal homing soul masses and my sword. Now his Tears of Denial's wasted, so all I need to do is shoot a Great Fearing Dart and he's just dead. But Magic is completely viable. I will be, so not be the end of my Mage appearing in my videos, but I will be working on my Pyromancer. I don't really like Pyromancy in this game, but I said the same thing about Magic, and Magic is now my favorite class to play. So I'll still be trying her out. She's not even near the end of her build yet. I think she's only at like level 75, but I'm gonna rank her up all the way, get all the spells, get her upgraded, and see what I can do with Pyromancy. But Dark Souls 3 PvP experience overall has been amazing. I think the game is balanced. I don't think, actually, I can't, as of now, I can't really say anything needs to be changed. I would not even poise. I think they should keep poise turned off, because I don't know if you guys played Dark Souls 1, but the nightmares of poise backstabbing is still, you know, in my head, so I definitely don't want them to bring that back. I think the game is fine how it is. Hyper armor is a sufficient trade-off for poise, and everything else seems to be doing fine, except some of the weapon art combos seem to take off a little bit too much damage. They should still combo, but they should really tone down the damage of the weapon art combos, because getting one-shotted by the spiked mace with Carthage Rouge on, kinda not fun at all. It's not fun to do, or wow, I got see, Magic does damage. It's just you have to find ways to hit it. But yeah, getting one-shotted by the spiked mace by its R1 into weapon art combo is not very fun. It's not fun to do. It's not fun to get hit by. So yeah, maybe if they nerfed the weapon art combos a bit, that'd be great. But other than that, Dark Souls 3 PvP is the most balanced, and the game's only been out for a month now, so it's, you know, necessarily new, and I'm very excited to see what the DLC brings with all the new spells and weapons, because From Software does great with DLC. But I was just on my Mage tonight, you know, just PvPing, messing around, and I was just on a tear. I was just killing people left and right. It was actually pretty satisfying. But ever since I've been experimenting with the Mage, I've been getting great success, you know. And I just, at first I hated it. I was dying a lot, didn't like it, but when I got into it, man, was I killing people. And I think this guy is running off to chug. Oh jeez, guys, if you want to duel and you bow, don't chug. It's just a huge waste of time. Then he's gonna chug it. Oh yeah, he just sits there and wants to chug again. So I'm just go ahead and murder myself, so I don't have to deal with this shit. So I'm just walk off the cliff. Really not too much. I have 99 embers and some in my storage, so that's not really anything too serious. So I'll go ahead and murder myself. But I did not know that you can't use embers while somebody's invading, because I just tried to use one from recently killing myself, but I could not. That is very interesting, and I never knew that, so I have to keep that in mind. But I've been having fun with my Mage, and it is my favorite class. I find it to be the most fun, and I'll talk about the setups of spells that I found to be useful while using the mage. And the spells that are not so great, if even usable at all. So the setups I usually use is this setup right here that you guys see with the whenever I cast this crystal homing soul mass, I bring out my scholar's candlestick because it does give a damage buff to your, oh my jeez, that lag. But you see how he's kind of just doing the same thing because he wants to catch up to me while I'm shooting magic. So I'll just go ahead, pull out my parrying dagger and parry him because he keeps doing the same thing. Magic makes people predictable, but the spells I use are usually crystal homing soul mass, crystal soul spear, white dragon breath, great Farron dart, and great deep soul. This is the best setup that I found that works with my mage and my particular playstyle. Some other fun spells are pestilent mercury. I played around with that spell. That spell is pretty fun to, you know, kind of get the enemy off of you and kind of shoot spells from a distance and get your spacing. Farron flash sword, I wouldn't suggest to use Farron flash sword. You can, but a lot of people are learning that you can parry that, so that is a huge downside to that. The fact that it can be parried is not so great. Crystal hail, I actually like crystal hail. It throws people off. It lets you get a lot of your attacks in while they're panic rolling away from the crystal hail. So crystal hail is a great one. What is that one where you shoot multiple little beams out of your I think it's called Great Farron Hail or something like that? Don't use that spell. That spell is terrible. It is terrible. I've tried. This guy's trying to use cool parrying, magic parrying shield, but it's not really gonna work. But that spell is not good. Don't use it. Please don't use it unless if you, hey, like I said, don't follow what everybody else says. If you found a way that it's useful, please tell me. Please tell me, because I've used that spell in many different ways and I find it to be terrible. Another spell that I don't really use is Dark Edge. I don't really like using that spell much. I really don't like using Affinity. I don't like using Affinity, but it's a pretty good spell. I rather use Crystal Homing Soul Mass. That just works better with my build. And I usually have the Moonlight Greatsword because it does humongous amounts of damage. Unless I want to use the Crystal Falchion, and I have a Falchion that's crystallized, and that usually sets up my build. And you know, magic for me has been great. Really fun stuff with magic. The certain setups you can do, and it seems to me that magic seems to be the best casting as of now. I haven't really tested with the other one, so maybe that's a little, you know, not true, but it seems to me that magic seems to beat out pyromancy and faith in castings, which I think it should. But you know, that might be a little different from when I start to test with the other castings. But magic is not bad. Don't believe people what they say. If you try yourself and you start to test and you start to try different things with magic and try the different spells, you will quote unquote get good with magic, and things will start to pan out for you, which is awesome. I love the fact that you can work things out even when people say that you can't. You know, it's just great. But this guy's kind of, oh right, I meant to kick there. I meant to kick a long time ago, and my character just kind of stood there, so went ahead and slashed me down. That was really weird. I meant to kick and it just didn't kick. But a lot of people are saying that magic is just easily jugable, but if you play your cards right, you will hit spells. Now look at this guy. He jukes a lot of my spells, but I don't come into the fight with magic with the intention to hit spells. So I'm trying to send my crystal homing soul mass at him one at a time, and you know, he juked them all, which is understandable. I really don't care because I don't expect to hit everything. He kind of sidestepped that one. That's why I think the tracking needs to be a little bit tuned up. But he sidestepped that one. Now he's just kind of juking. So I put Grape Deep Soul on him to pressure him into one of my attacks or my spells. But he's just kind of juking everything right now. But if you keep at it and you try to aim your attacks and mix things up, he's going to get confused. And he's going to start getting hit. And you're eventually going to win. So I'm just playing to my cards right now. I'm using my magic. I'm keeping them out. Just as if I had a spear of some sorts. But still, he gets hit by that one. And for 700 damage. And now he's kind of getting tired of my shit. So he's doing rolling R1s. And I don't think I parry him for that. But as you can see, magic does make people predictable because they do get frustrated. And I explained that in my other parts of the video. But if you keep to your cards and you play your cards right, magic is great. It is great. I think it to be completely viable. And except for the tracking, which is kind of lackluster, magic is completely viable in PvP. And I love my mage, and she will be on many of my different videos. So, but I think I'll be doing another invasion video soon. So keep tuned, guys. Till next time.